to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, investigators search for the cause of a deadly house fire in Levant. Plus, why Maine voters may get to choose which power company they want to use to energize their homes. And we'll hear from two teens who are raising awareness about diabetes by sharing their own experiences. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Let's get a first check of your Tuesday and November 1st forecast. Devin Biggs joins us now.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs, carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling in a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. All right, let's get right into the things this morning. We are watching some clouds that are again moving in this morning and a few raindrops trying to sneak in from time to time as well. All of this right here moving from the west to the east. So we want to keep this going throughout the daytime today with a mostly cloudy sky and a few sprinkles. That's going to be the language we're using today with a few raindrops that can try to sneak in from time to time too. Most of us should stay dry. Nothing meaningful will fall as a lot of this right here will track off from the west to the east, and a lot of it will stay out towards sea and to our south. So we're not going to see a whole lot. So plan for things outdoors today. Just don't be surprised if we notice a few raindrops before you're all finished up. Before today, though, here we are. Here's those few raindrops possible. But as another system moves in from the northwest to the south and east, that will clear everything out later on tonight. And by early tomorrow morning, things will be very nice. A little bit of a wind out there, not too bad at around 5 miles per hour. But by tomorrow, that wind will pick up with a few gusts up to 25 miles per hour at times. So for today, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles possible. Not bad. Highs in the lower 60s today with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tonight, we become partly cloudy with lows in the middle 40s. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. We have a lot of clouds to start. Maybe a few breaks in those clouds for the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. Fire investigators continue to search for answers following a deadly house fire in Levant. Several people were inside neighboring homes when the blaze started early Monday morning. And as Craig Coulson reports, at least one person was killed in the fire and others were injured.
It was just after 3 o'clock Monday morning when crews were called to a home on the Avenue Road. Fire crews were told people were trapped inside. They say rescuing them became the top priority.
From there, it's protecting life safety. We go into a mode to try to rescue the victims and find out, obviously early in the morning, getting conflicting reports just to establish, do we actually have patients that are trapped?
Fire crews quickly learned there were 5 people living there, some in a mobile home, others in a nearby barn that had an apartment inside. Stephen Barker was inside the mobile home.
I was awake. I actually smelled it before I saw anything. I smelled something that I thought kind of smelled like fire, and then I went outside, and the door to the rest of the house here was on fire.
Barker says he called for his friend and others. It wasn't long before the barn was engulfed in flames.
We were pretty much in a defensive operation. The fire had a really big head start on us. Can't confirm, but working smoke detectors, we always say that makes a difference in saving someone's life. It makes a difference. Working smoke detectors, got to have that to get people out, especially this time of year. You're starting to use different sources of heating.
2 people were pulled from the building. One has since passed away, and another was airlifted to a Boston hospital for treatment. 2 others were also brought to the local hospitals to be checked out. Investigators from the State Fire Marshal's office spent the morning on the scene digging through the remains of the buildings to search for what sparked the deadly fire.
It's one of those things, you always see scenes like this on TV, but you think it's never going to happen to you. And what you realize, I guess, as you get older is it's just a matter of time.
In Levant, this is Craig Coulson reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
An elderly man who was missing from Etna has been found safe. Game wardens located 74-year-old Joseph Nolan, who had been in the woods for nearly 30 hours. Officials say he told them he became lost after going for a walk in the woods to check a game camera at the edge of the Etna bog. Game warden Mark Laddie and his canine Luna managed to pick up his scent around 1:45 Monday morning, and about the same time heard someone yelling. Nolan was located a short time later. He was hypothermic and dehydrated and couldn't move. After being given food and water and warmed up, Nolan was carried to a clearing where he was loaded onto a Forest Service helicopter and airlifted to safety. Police say a 21-year-old Maine man was killed after his truck flipped over in Harpswell on Monday. The crash happened around 7 a.m. at the intersection of Mountain and Reach Road. According to the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office, 21-year-old Mason Warren of Harpswell was driving a Chevy Silverado when his truck crossed the center line, went off the road, and hit a large embankment, causing the vehicle to flip onto its roof. The Hancock County Sheriff's Department is trying to locate a missing woman. Heather Lambert of Hancock was reported missing by the Sheriff's Department yesterday at around 1 p.m. It is asked if you have any information on where Heather may be. You can call the Deputy Marcus Downs at the Sheriff's Office or by sending their Facebook page a message. Members of the Our Power Coalition gathered inside the Maine State House Hall of Flags Monday morning to celebrate a milestone. Matthew Dronsick has more on the story.
In submitting these 80,000 signatures, Maine people have spoken. They want the choice to collectively decide between our failing power companies and a new one.
The Our Power Coalition celebrated receiving the necessary signatures by marching the material to the Secretary of State's office. If approved by voters for next year's ballot, this initiative would replace CMP and Versant Power with Pine Tree Power Company, a publicly operated firm owned and operated by Mainers.
One of the benefits of this is it allows the people of Maine to look forward in a way that our existing investor-owned utilities don't.
This initiative was created after Versant and Central Maine Power both requested electricity rates for Mainers by more than 9% by Versant and 30% by Central Maine Power. Despite the momentum the initiative is seeing, some lawmakers and community members don't agree with this decision.
I think there's a lot of uncertainty. One thing that we can be certain about is we are talking about borrowing billions of dollars that ratepayers will have to pay, and that really concerns me.
It doesn't make sense to me. To me, that's very problematic. This is a bad idea. It's bad for the ratepayers. It's a takeover of a private company. There will be legal battles pending.
Even though the measure has not passed, Woodruff is confident that this program will be for the people.
What the consumer-owned model will allow us to do is, instead of figuring out how to best police the utilities, it gives us the ability to forward plan so that we can make those strategic investments in a way that benefits the customers and not the shareholders of the companies.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
As we get closer to Election Day, we are taking a closer look at the candidates. Last night, our A.J. Douglas highlights former Governor Paul LePage's primary focus as Mainers go out to vote.
This election's about the state of Maine, and that's why I'm running.
Back in July 2021, former Governor Paul LePage announced he would run for a third term in the 2022 gubernatorial race. LePage advocated for lower food costs as food insecurity continues to threaten Maine households. LePage promoted investing funds towards growers of livestock and vegetables to lower food costs.
Inflation is a critical issue right now. We need to fight back. So inflation is a man-made problem that doesn't need to be here.
Another one of LePage's top initiatives have been to negotiate decreases in heating oil costs amid regional heating oil shortages. He's criticized Governor Janet Mills on her handling of the issue.
Sending out the $850 to everybody to try to buy the election, which is what she's done, I would have taken a portion of that money and I put it into an account. And I've gone to all the oil dealers and gas dealers and say, charge what you charged last year and send the balance of the payment. The state will pick up the balance.
After the historic overturning of Roe v. Wade back in June, voters have reignited the discussion over abortion. During the Maine gubernatorial debate series, LePage said he has no plans of changing existing abortion laws. However, Governor Janet Mills challenged those claims.
I believe in the bill that's in place right now is a good bill.
Would you let it go into law without your signature?
I don't know. I would.
That's
a
the alternative,
hypothetical.
Mr.
Would
LePage. You know that.
Well,
You've
wait a
been
second.
governor. You know what the options are.
LePage pointed out he never once altered abortion laws in his 8 years in office. He continues to push for detox centers and psychiatric facilities to be built in the future to address the opioid crisis throughout Maine.
You know, this campaign is going to be about faith, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness versus power, control, and mandates.
Gas prices have taken a big jump. They are up 23 cents a gallon in the last week. According to Gas Buddy's survey of more than 1,200 stations around the state, the average price is now $3.85 a gallon. That's almost 35 cents a gallon higher than a month ago and more than 47 cents a gallon higher than a year ago. Well, the time is now 6:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear from 2 Belfast teens who are helping to raise awareness about what it's like to live with diabetes. But first, let's take another quick look at that forecast. Mostly cloudy in the sky today, highs around the low 60s, dropping down to 46 degrees tonight. Those clouds are lingering on, but clearing up tomorrow. Tomorrow, mostly sun in the sky, high of 59 degrees.
This week on America's favorite morning show, the stars of the most anticipated movie of the year are live on GMA's Wakanda Forever Week. Plus, one of the biggest rock stars, well, ever, Bono live with George on GMA.
Jared Golden took money from an anti-lobstering group.
You know, the other day we're hauling and everybody was saying, so why did Jared Golden take this money?
Because he's a politician, and that's what politicians do.
He's funded by the very people that could put an end to our entire industry.
Shutting the lobster industry down would be devastating for the people of Maine.
If you cared about Maine and you were for the fishermen, you would have immediately give that money back. It was literally like a big kick in the nuts.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
When Marilyn Monroe Spas wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Life is your red carpet. Walk it like a Hollywood star with a visit to Marilyn Monroe Spas. Our hair, nail, massage, and skincare services will leave you feeling legendary.
Harvested in the backwoods of Maine. Processed at one of 4 lumber mills across the state. And sold locally at a Ware Butler location near you. With delivery available statewide. Ware Butler Building Supply, Maine, from start to finish.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. A new report has found that urban trees contribute an estimated $410 million to the economy annually. This report came from the Northeast Midwest State Foresters Alliance, which sought to study Maine's urban and community forestry industry. It also showed that the existence of urban trees supports nearly 4,000 jobs in the area. Trees cover almost 50% of Maine's most populated communities and reportedly save over $80 million annually by reducing air pollutants and reducing stormwater. Well, November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. There is no cure for the disease that affects millions across the U.S. Our Jody Hersey recently spoke with 2 high school students from Belfast that are living with type 1 diabetes and showing others they are not letting it slow them down.
I try to explain it the best way I can. It's maintaining the ratio of insulin to blood level in your bloodstream.
Belfast High School senior and athlete Tommy Littlefield has been living with type 1 diabetes since he was 4 years old. It's a condition where the immune system attacks and destroys insulin-producing cells in the pancreas.
His dad and I had to do the job of a pancreas, and we kind of felt like we were his satellite pancreas. And as he's gotten older, that burden has shifted to him. And it's a burden that he's going to have the rest of his life until there's a cure.
According to diabetes.org, type 1 diabetes is a genetic condition or autoimmune disorder that shows up early in life. Type 2 diabetes is mainly lifestyle related and develops over time.
So while most people, who have diabetes don't have any family history, our family actually, Emma is one of 5 cousins with type 1.
Belfast High School freshman Emma Dietz was diagnosed with diabetes in 2020.
Some people
don't know that I have diabetes, and they're like, "Oh, really? You have diabetes?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Both Dietz and Littlefield wear glucose monitors that give them a reading every 5 minutes instead of using finger prick testing. The two also wear insulin delivery systems that manage their insulin throughout the day. These devices enable Dietz to dance and Littlefield to play sports, just like their peers.
Athletics especially takes a lot of physical exertion, which messes with blood sugars. I mean, it causes your blood sugar level to go low.
I can't say that it's easy because it's not, but it's doable. It's difficult, but life is still good.
In Belfast, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A new study shows that having an unhealthy diet and poor lifestyle may affect men more than women. Analysts from the University of Missouri studied 26 young adults for 10 days. During this time, they asked volunteers to change some aspects of their lifestyle, like drinking 6 cans of soda daily and walking less. They found men saw a higher decline in insulin-stimulated leg blood pressure compared to the women in the study. Insulin assists the body in turning food into energy. The time is now 6:16 after the break. The latest on a man accused of carrying out a scary attack at the home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Plus, we'll also see how some folks celebrated Halloween by having some spooky fun. We'll be right back.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
Inflation, a broken supply chain, and high gas prices. Mainers everywhere are facing tough decisions about rising costs. Growing up as part of a small family business in Leeds, I learned what a struggling economy does to small businesses, jobs, and to working class people. And serving as a Marine in Afghanistan and Iraq taught me to stand strong for what's right in the face of adversity. I'm Jared Golden, and that's why in Congress, I'm an independent voice for you, taking on my own party to stand up for Maine families. I was the only Democrat to vote against trillions of dollars of President Biden's agenda because I knew it would make inflation worse. I helped pass new laws to rebuild our nation's infrastructure and begin to repair our broken supply chain. And I'm fighting Biden's failed energy policy, forcing him to drill more American oil to lower gas prices. I'll always be an independent fighter for you. I'm Jared Golden, and this is my family. I approve this message because when it comes to doing what's right for your family, I'll never back down.
A construction job site in Dedham welcomed the presence of 2 masked killers yesterday. Workers for CNC Lynch Excavation manned their equipment on All Hallows Eve with a life like Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees dummies from the popular horror movies. No telling if the dummies are expected to help out on the job site now that spooky season is officially over and construction season is nearing its end. Halloween is in full swing, or it was in full swing on Maple Street in Bangor, with houses decorated and candy bowls full. Trick-or-treaters of all ages were excited to celebrate the season.
Halloween is a great time. Dress up, costumes, we get lots of families. So families in costume is always a lot of fun, but mostly seeing smiles on all the kids.
We found last year that we went through about 2,300 pieces of candy. And then we had to shut down and kids were still coming. COVID finally clearing out. I expect probably between 2,000 and 3,000 kids.
Finally, we have kids again after 2 years of 3 years of not having Halloween. To have all these kids again is going to be exciting because that's kind of why we moved here.
Happy Halloween too, and please be careful and be safe. They blocked off this block of Maple Street, and if you do have to drive through, please be careful.
The time is now 6:19. Let's get a full look at our forecast. Meteorologist Evan Biggs is in with the latest.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With all your fishing needs, carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. All right, let's get right into things here. We have a few sprinkles that will be possible throughout the daytime today, as we have a few returns showing up on the radar from time to time, too. So we'll watch for some of that throughout the daytime today, but otherwise becoming mostly cloudy. But late in the afternoon, these clouds will begin to break out with another system that's off toward the north and west. Right now, it's in parts of Canada located right about in here. This will track off towards the east throughout the daytime today, and it will push all this activity out of here. And we will become partly cloudy and a lot calmer tonight, but we will have to watch for more gusty winds on the way for the daytime tomorrow. The winds for today, not a big deal at all. Very calm, maybe a light breeze, and that's about it. But by tomorrow, that's a different story. Some wind even later on tonight, but even in the parts of tomorrow, some gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. And that'll be a north wind as well, so a little bit of a cooler air moving in for a few areas. But otherwise, though, here we are. Wave heights are down for now 3 to 5 feet. No small craft advisories. I expect this to go up with the gusty winds on the way for the daytime tomorrow. But for now, no small craft advisories in effect at this point. But here we are, your temperature history. A lot of warm days recently. This is a nice warm stretch we've been in. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. A few days in the 50s. But overall, we've been pretty decent moving forward. Our average high is 52 degrees. A little bit of a cool down moving forward after a nice day yesterday. Lower 60s today. A few days in the 50s Wednesday and Thursday. Back up into the 60s Friday. And maybe getting close to the 70s as we head towards Sunday and your Monday. Moving forward, though, for your futurecast, some clouds today. A few sprinkles can be ruled out. The next front moves in later on tonight, pushes a lot of these clouds out of here. Then really as we head towards Wednesday morning, not too bad, though. It'll be really nice, I should say, with a lot of sunshine, and we're going to keep that rolling for most of the day, pushing forward. But for today, not bad. Lower 60s, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Moving ahead towards tonight, middle 40s, becoming partly cloudy. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, a little bit cooler. Upper 50s becoming mostly sunny and breezy. North wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Notice what's missing. That's any meaningful chance for precipitation. A few sprinkles today, but then a lot of sunshine Wednesday. Maybe a few clouds Thursday. Temperatures warm back up Friday and Saturday as the clouds continue to move in.
I would love to retire. The truth is, because of Joe Biden and Jared Golden's policies, there is no way that I can retire. What Jared Golden does and what Jared Golden says are 180 degrees apart. When Jared Golden goes to D.C., he votes the party line. Gas prices, our groceries. Jared Golden's votes are definitely making inflation worse. We need to make a change. We need Bruce Poliquin.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
Jared Golden and the Democrats by the numbers. The worst inflation in 40 years. Home heating, groceries, gasoline, all through the roof. 87,000 new IRS agents. $20 billion in new taxes on the middle class. All because 83% of the time, Jared Golden votes with Biden and Pelosi. On November 8, stop the Democrats' war on the middle class. Defeat Jared Golden. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team.
Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy. Featuring no dark or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves. Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
Janet Mills? 4 years ago, we filmed an ad here supporting her. But Janet has been a disaster for the state of Maine. She's driving up inflation, and her decisions have permanently harmed small businesses and our economy.
And she's bad for seniors and Maine families. Mills raised our electric bill, and she's pushing up home heating costs.
We need Paul LePage now.
We've got to vote for Paul LePage.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. And now for your national news. Chicago police are investigating a drive-by shooting that happened on Halloween night at the city's west side. Investigators say the gunfire left at least 14 people shot in various conditions. Chicago police are investigating a drive-by shooting that happened on Halloween night. Investigators, say the gunfire left at least 14 people shot in various conditions. The victims include a 3-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a teen. All were taken to various hospitals. A person was also hit by a car at the scene. Some of the victims were at a vigil. The police say doesn't appear to be connected to the shooting. Investigators say they have surveillance video in the area and that they're waiting to speak to some of the victims and more witnesses. They say so far there's no motive and no suspect in custody. Police add they believe there were 2 shooters and that the shooting was over in a matter of seconds. On Monday, opening arguments were presented in the tax fraud case against the Trump Organization, the former president's company that is run by his family. In her opening statement, prosecutor Susan Hoffinger said the case was about, quote, greed and cheating. She said company executives brought in extra money by lying on their taxes. The former president is listed as a possible witness in the trial, which is taking place in New York City. Prosecutors are expected to argue that for 15 years, the company took part in a scheme to compensate top executives off the books in order to help them and the company itself sidestep paying taxes. Trump has not been charged with any wrongdoing. He's called the investigation a politically motivated witch hunt. Investigators are digging deeper into the violent attack on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi. The suspect is now facing federal charges. In the meantime, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are speaking out about what happened and the divisive political rhetoric ahead of the 2020 midterms. Fox's Madeline Rivera has details from Washington.
Mr. DePape specifically targeted the Pelosi home to confront Speaker Pelosi.
New details emerge in the attack against House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi. The San Francisco DA's office filing new state charges against suspect 42-year-old David DePape, accused of intentionally targeting the Pelosi home in what the DA calls a politically motivated attack.
The charges that we are filing today include attempted murder, residential burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, false imprisonment of an elder, as well as threats to a public official and their family.
DePape is already facing 2 federal charges of assault and attempted kidnapping for the incident. A federal complaint outlining how DePape told police he planned to hold Speaker Pelosi hostage during the attack. Investigators allegedly found a backpack full of supplies to aid in his effort.
What we also have learned is that the defendant brought to the location of the Pelosi residence a second hammer, as well as zip ties, rope, and a roll of tape.
The disturbing 8-page document also revealing DePape wanted to physically hurt the Democratic leader. He wanted to, quote, break her kneecaps as a sign to other congressional leaders there would be consequences to their actions.
And it's very sad to see that we are once again at a point in history where people believe that it's okay to express their political sentiments through violence.
The complaint further alleges DePape didn't leave after Mr. Pelosi called 911 because, like the American founding fathers with the British, he was, quote, fighting against tyranny without the option of surrender. DePape is set to be arraigned in San Francisco on Tuesday. Jeff Paul, Fox News.
Russian troops are intensifying their attacks on critical infrastructure in Ukraine. Missile barrages hit the capital of Kyiv and other major cities. It appears to be retaliation for what Moscow calls a Ukrainian assault on its Black Sea fleet over the weekend. Fox News senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has the latest from Kyiv.
The Russians fired back again, over 50 cruise missiles as well as drones targeting Kyiv and other cities. The majority knocked down by Ukraine's air defenses, but some got through. Civilian infrastructure, including the electrical grid, water supply, heating systems in Moscow's sites.
The goals of the strikes were achieved. All designated targets were hit.
This was the scene in one Kyiv neighborhood.
It's getting to be a regular Monday thing here in Kyiv. We are told at least one Russian missile and a drone hit a nearby target, also knocked out the windows there.
I saw one rocket flying over my house, and I heard another one. I feel bad. It's very dangerous.
80% of Kyiv's 3 million residents are without water, 350,000 without power. Kyiv Mayor Klitschko says Russia's actions are like historic horrors.
This is genocide of Ukrainian population. They want to freezing people in our hometown. No water, no electricity, no heating before the winter.
Russia's attacks followed alleged Ukrainian drone strikes on its Black Sea fleet. Ukraine denies responsibility. Moscow also said it was backing out of the UN-brokered deal to get grain out of the war zone. Ukraine says, though, that ships are leaving ports anyway.
The most effective step to address the ongoing food security crisis would be for Russia to immediately return to the arrangement and to end its war against Ukraine.
The latest U.S. military aid package helping Ukraine fight. Experts say Moscow's battlefield stumbles are forcing it to hit the Ukrainian home front harder. The word tonight from officials here is that some water and electricity has been restored to residents. But as Mayor Klitschko reminded us, it could be a long, cold winter. In Kyiv, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, why you may have to pay more if you want to gobble up turkey this holiday season. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
As a medical group commander in the United States Air Force and a surgeon, I never ask my patients about their politics. It's the same in Augusta. If someone has a good idea, it doesn't matter what party they're from. That's how I passed bipartisan bills, to cut down on government paperwork to make it easier for the uninsured to access health care, remove barriers to allow small businesses to provide health insurance, and help Mainers who might be at risk of an accidental drug overdose. I'm Dr. Richard Evans, and I ask for your vote.
Napa knows how to stay warm, and with 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts has just what you need to prepare for any outdoor activity. Lightweight, durable, and designed for comfort, Milwaukee's heat-on-demand jackets and hoodies are perfect for cold weather and stay warm even longer with a free battery when you purchase any M12 heated gear with Milwaukee's e-rebate program. And while you're here, sign up for Napa Rewards. You'll save more each time you shop. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Tesoro Italian Restaurant serves Bangor's best pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. Dine in or take out. Located in downtown Bangor, across from the library. Open Tuesday through Sunday, 3 to 9, and for lunch at 11, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come in and taste what everybody's talking about.
I'm Jay Pearl from Carroll Harper & Associates, Maine's most experienced Medicare health plans agency. Every day we hear how complicated navigating the Medicare maze can be. Let us help. From enrolling in Medicare to finding the right Medicare health plan, we are your go-to agency. We represent Martins Point Generations Advantage and other Medicare health plans that meet our quality standards. There's no cost or obligation for our services, so call Carroll Harper & Associates today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is November 1st, 2022. Today is All Saints Day and National Authors Day. On this day in history, in 1512, the Sistine Chapel ceiling in Rome, one of Michelangelo's greatest works, was first exhibited to the public. And hundreds of years later, in 1952, the first thermonuclear bomb was tested by the United States in the Marshall Islands. And in local history, the International Cryptozoology Museum opened in Portland on this day in 2009. And reportedly, the museum will now be making the move to be fully and solely stationed at its new Bangor location, moving away from Portland now, very close to Stephen King's house here in Bangor. And for birthdays today, we have the iconic Irish brewer, Benjamin Lee Guinness. I have heard, although never had for myself, and I can't say for sure, Guinness served in America is quite different than an Irish Guinness. So we'd love to hear from you if you have insider information on that. But let's get a full forecast of our Tuesday and November 1st. Devin Banks joins us now.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs, carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling in a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. All right, let's get right into things this morning. We are watching some clouds that are again moving in this morning and a few raindrops trying to sneak in from time to time as well. All of this right here moving from the west to the east. So we want to keep this going throughout the daytime today with a mostly cloudy sky and a few sprinkles. That's going to be the language we're using today with a few raindrops that could try to sneak in from time to time too. Most of us should stay dry. Nothing meaningful will fall as a lot of this right here will track off from the west to the east, and a lot of it will stay out towards sea and to our south. So we're not going to see a whole lot. So plan for things outdoors today. Just don't be surprised if we notice a few raindrops before you're all finished up. Before today, though, here we are. Here's those few raindrops possible. But as that other system moves in from the northwest to the south and east, that'll clear everything out later on tonight. And by early tomorrow morning, things will be very nice. A little bit of a wind out there, not too bad at around 5 miles per hour. But by tomorrow, that wind will pick up with a few gusts up to 25 miles per hour at times. So for today, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles possible. Not bad. Highs in the lower 60s today with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tonight, we become partly cloudy with lows in the middle 40s. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. We have a lot of clouds to start. Maybe a few breaks in those clouds for the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Another cloudy day in store, which means it's a perfect day to maybe stay in and watch a movie later. And DVD, digital, and music releases this week includes elite fighter pilots, evangelical preachers, a 15-time Grammy-winning artist, and more. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with a list of new releases.
Get ready to experience Top Gun Maverick from the comfort of your couch. The #1 film of 2022 lands at the top of this week's list of what's new in home entertainment. The 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and DVD comes with many bonus features about the making of the $1.3 billion grossing film. Marking the biggest film of his career, Tom Cruise reprises his role as Pete Maverick Mitchell, who returns to Top Gun to train a group of elite pilots, including the son of his former wingman, Goose, played by Miles Teller.
Showtime.
Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown stage a comeback in the religious satire Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. They play evangelical preachers attempting to resurrect their church after a major scandal forced their congregation to temporarily close. The sci-fi classic Starship Troopers celebrates its 25th anniversary with a 4K Ultra HD limited edition steelbook release. Casper Van Dien, Denise Richards, Neil Patrick Harris, and Dina Meyer star as soldiers who go to war with large insect-like aliens on a distant planet.
Hey, you're John Dutton, aren't you?
Yep.
TV fans can own the Yellowstone, the Dutton Legacy Collection limited edition gift set. The special package includes the first 4 seasons of Paramount Network's hit show, as well as the first season of the prequel series 1883, starring Sam Elliott, Tim McGraw, and Faith Hill. And music fans can get into the holiday spirit with Alicia Keys' first Christmas album, Santa Baby, featuring 4 original songs and 7 holiday classics. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Looks like there's something for everybody. Well, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest in sports.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
In Maine, our independence, hard work, and freedoms mean everything, but not to Paul LePage. He's repeatedly attacked women's reproductive freedom. LePage supported letting states ban abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest, defunded family planning programs, and told extremists we shouldn't have abortion. He's a risk to our health and freedom, and it's why we can't go back to Paul LePage. The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
I've got plans. We've all got them. But Bruce Poliquin's plans would put Social Security benefits at risk. He planned to raise the retirement age and cap retirees' cost of living increases. He even opposed allowing Medicare to negotiate cheaper drug prices. But Jared Golden didn't just plan. He passed legislation to cap seniors' drug costs and let Medicare negotiate drug prices. Jared Golden is the man with the right plan.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. We will start with some football. Black Bears fell short this weekend at home against Richmond, who was ranked in the top 20 in both the AP poll and the coaches poll heading into it. Maine fell down 21-0 quickly, but they also turned it around quickly. After the Richmond offense scored those 3 first-quarter touchdowns, Maine allowed just 10 points for the rest of the game and stormed back offensively, too. They brought it to 28-1 at one point late in the contest. They just couldn't pull off the comeback, dropping their second straight. 31-22 is the final to the Spiders. And it doesn't get any easier either. They play their second-ranked team in a row, heading down to the University of Rhode Island on Saturday. Coach Stevens says they will have their hands full with the Rams.
I mean, they're one of the top teams in this league. So this is a huge game, as they all are, but even more so because it's our next one. And, you know, really impressed with this team. Defensively, I think that they fly around, you know, and they play sound defense, and they're going to be prepared for us and ready to play. So this will be a really good matchup and one we're looking forward to.
That game is Saturday. That is their penultimate game of the season. They have the Bryce Cowell Musket game after that. Let's head to Husson now. A big weekend for the Eagles. Football had a big win. Field hockey won their 6th in a row on Sunday. They clinched home field advantage through the playoffs. And we also had some playoff action at Boucher Field. To cap off the big weekend for Husson, both men's and women's soccer captured NAC East titles. For women's soccer, they were scoreless through the first half against Maine Maritime before erupting for 3 second-half goals from Willow Witten, Natalie Aviola, and Marila Corletto for a 3-1 victory. And for the men, they trailed 1-0 at the half to Thomas College, but Arnie Hreiderson and Miguel Morales would push across goals in the second for a 2-1 victory. The men will play SUNY Deli for the NAC title at 11 a.m. on Saturday in Husson, and the women also host SUNY Deli. That one is at 2 p.m. Let's stay on the subject of soccer now. Regional finals matchups are almost set for classes A, B, C, and D. Those will be played throughout the course of the week before state championship Saturday this weekend. I say almost because there was one more semifinal left to be played. That one happened on Monday night. Top-seeded John Baptist and MDI going at it. Baptist fans packing the stands at Hamden. We are going to pick this one up early in the second half, a tie game. Jack Macer on the corner. What a beautiful ball. That finds Kyle Sidaway. He hends it in. They are pumped. Baptist takes a 2-1 lead. Later on now, another chance for Baptist. Sidaway, shot blocked. Hunter Kluge gets one off. Look at Aiden Fischella showing off the bunnies and making the save, but no offense for MDI in the half. Baptist would go on to win 2-1. They get Winslow in the regional finals.
It was Jack Mason on the corner, and then Westy didn't pick me up, and then it's just an easy header right in. I mean, we got a lot of seniors this year, and we've all been playing, a lot of us have been playing together since we were like 5, so we all know each other really well and how we like to play, so that really helps us on the field. Definitely really hype. Got to go trick-or-treating first, so yeah.
Game winner and then trick-or-treating. Let's stay on that subject right there. Thanks for the transition, Kyle. With the holiday on Monday, I hope everyone enjoyed their Halloween. We got the chance over the past week or so to ask some University of Maine athletes what they're hoping to find in the candy bags after a night of trick-or-treating.
You have a favorite Halloween candy?
Halloween candy?
With so many to choose from, picking a favorite candy can be a tough question, at least for some. Sure, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Twix.
Twix?
Yeah.
My favorite Halloween candy is Baby Ruth's.
For others, the candy question brings them back to their roots a little bit.
Probably was a Butterfinger guy growing up.
Okay, so my favorite Halloween candy from back home would be Fruit Bursts, which are really good, and they don't have them here.
Well, Poppy, is there a compromise?
And favorite Halloween candy from America is Three Musketeers.
And while some people have a sweet tooth,
And my candy all the time is Snickers, so I'll probably stick with that.
Others, not so much.
I like sour candy, like any sour type candy, so that's what I like.
And no matter how hard you try, sometimes you just can't get away.
I try not to eat as much candy as they, but now I got 3 little kids, so there's candy everywhere in the house. So.
Me, I'm a Reese's guy, if you were to ask me. I got a couple in the freezer for when I get home. There's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard-to-buy-for relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
Feel the difference of alpaca apparel from the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store in Belfast. Stop by their ranch location to interact with these amazing animals and enjoy the beautiful Maine outdoors with your very own alpaca walk. Shop in-store or online today and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. With their incredible selection of socks, sweaters, hats, and more, experience the unique qualities that alpaca fiber brings with the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
We're no football players, but we do know a lot about Medicare.
So why call some out-of-state 800 number
when help is right here at home?
Listen to what these people have to say.
My insurance kept going up and up and up and up.
I could never have navigated through the loopholes.
Gave me all my options and signed me up with what I needed within an hour.
Senior Planning Center was a lifesaver for us.
Oh, by the way,
we represent most Medicare health plans.
The countdown to Thanksgiving has officially began, but ongoing inflation and the crippling strain of bird flu is spelling bad news for consumers ahead of the big day. Fox News' Richard Jordan has more on why the cost of your turkey may leave a bad taste in your mouth this year.
Price is almost certainly going to be higher.
They're predominantly flightless birds, but the cost of turkey ahead of the quickly approaching Thanksgiving holiday is soaring. The Department of Agriculture reports prices for an 8 to 16-pound bird are up by 73% from last year. But ongoing inflation is only partially to blame, with the H5N1 strain of the bird flu also responsible for the dramatic price surge.
H5N1 is of significant concern because it causes significant morbidity and mortality in domestic birds.
Although it poses low risk for people, bird flu is extremely contagious for turkeys, chickens, and several species of wild birds. Since January, cases have been reported in at least 43 states, with farms forced to kill millions of birds to try to stop the spread. The USDA reports more than 6 million of those killed were turkeys.
We've heard everybody say, wow, the egg prices have gotten high this year, or the poultry prices have gotten high, or I can't find a turkey for Thanksgiving, and this is why.
Wildlife experts say bird flu risk could worsen heading into winter as wild birds continue migrating, oftentimes landing near domesticated farms and spreading the virus along the way. But if bird flu cases don't elevate, analysts expect prices for next year may not be so painful.
Looking into 2023, we're only expecting a 0 to 5% increase in turkey prices.
Richard Jordan, Fox News.
More job seekers are finding themselves being ghosted by recruiters. Ghosting in the job market is when you don't hear back for a while during the hiring process. New data from job review site Glassdoor shows the number of interview reviews that talk about ghosting have nearly doubled since before the pandemic. That's up 98%. Industry experts say this is becoming more frequent because some companies are laying off workers and there are recession concerns. They say ghosting is bad for business because an applicant could be a customer. as well. Now, one more look with meteorologist Evan Biggs at our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With all your fishing needs, carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. All right, let's get right into things here. We have a few sprinkles that will be possible throughout the daytime today, as we have a few returns showing up on the radar from time to time, too. So we'll watch for some of that throughout the daytime today, but otherwise becoming mostly cloudy. But late in the afternoon, these clouds will begin to break out with another system that's off toward the north and west. Right now, it's in parts of Canada located right about in here. This will track off towards the east throughout the daytime today, and it will push all this activity out of here. And we will become partly cloudy and a lot calmer tonight, but we will have to watch for more gusty winds on the way for the daytime tomorrow. The winds for today, not a big deal at all. Very calm, maybe a light breeze, and that's about it. But by tomorrow, that's a different story. Some wind even later on tonight, but even in the parts of tomorrow, some gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. And that'll be a north wind as well, so a little bit of a cooler air moving in for a few areas. But otherwise, though, here we are. Wave heights are down for now, 3 to 5 feet. No small craft advisories. I expect this to go up with the gusty winds on the way for the daytime tomorrow. But for now, no small craft advisories in effect at this point. But here we are, your temperature history. A lot of warm days recently. This is a nice warm stretch we've been in. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. A few days in the 50s. But overall, we've been pretty decent moving forward. Our average high is 52 degrees. A little bit of a cool down moving forward after a nice day yesterday. Lower 60s today. A few days in the 50s Wednesday and Thursday. Back up into the 60s Friday. And maybe getting close to the 70s as we head towards Sunday and your Monday. Moving forward, though, for your futurecast, some clouds today. A few squiggles can't be ruled out. The next front moves in later on tonight, pushes a lot of these clouds out of here. Then really, as we head towards Wednesday morning, not too bad, though. It'll be really nice, I should say, with a lot of sunshine, and we're going to keep that rolling for most of the day, pushing forward. But for today, not bad. Lower 60s, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Moving ahead towards tonight, middle 40s, becoming partly cloudy. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, a little bit cooler. Upper 50s becoming mostly sunny and breezy. North wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Notice what's missing. That's any meaningful chance for precipitation. A few sprinkles today, but then a lot of sunshine Wednesday. Maybe a few clouds Thursday. Temperatures warm back up Friday and Saturday as the clouds continue to move in.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
I've got plans. We've all got them. But Bruce Poliquin's plans would put Social Security benefits at risk. He planned to raise the retirement age and cap retirees' cost of living increases. He even opposed allowing Medicare to negotiate cheaper drug prices. But Jared Golden didn't just plan. He passed legislation to cap seniors' drug costs and let Medicare negotiate drug prices. Jared Golden is the man with the right plan.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Senator Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective. Since being elected, Joe has been a champion of our schools, students, and teachers. Joe Baldacci delivered full funding of all the public schools in Bangor and Herman. Joe Baldacci delivered on free in-school meals for all students in need. Joe Baldacci delivered on free community college to bolster the workforce skills of Maine workers. Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective. Delivering results for Bangor.
Here is CVS Health, where Aetna gives me 24/7 access to mental health support, whenever it's most convenient for me. Here, healthier happens together. Aetna, a CVS Health company.
I finally get to fulfill my dream of being in the FBI.
It's the reason why I chose each of you, the outside-the-box thinkers.
I did good, right?
If you've been to the market lately, it's pretty obvious that our fall produce is at its peak. And when it comes to a favorite, I would have to say that I love just about any kind of squash. There's a load of them, but let me show you a few. This is an acorn squash. It gets its name since it's shaped like an acorn. As you can see, the outside is dark green, and it's got some patches of orange. On the inside, the flesh is a light creamy orange. These turban-shaped ones are known as buttercup squash. Once they're cut, they smell like a fragrant cucumber. As for their taste, they're very mild and sweeter than most other squash. Now, for the granddaddy of them all, the butternut squash. They're easily recognized by their tan skin and their distinct bell shape. All of these are great to roast in our oven, saute in a skillet, or steam or boil on our stovetop. And if you love soup, you're going to love how warm and cozy a bowl of our roasted harvest squash soup makes you feel. To get the recipe, all you have to do is visit our website. Your taste buds will be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a superb way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
I have some of that in my fridge right now. Well, Taylor Swift's record-breaker hit series start filming and fun casting news. It's all in today's Hollywood Nation with Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart.
Penguin gets a co-star, Lumen Industries gets back to work, and Swift makes history in the Hollywood Nation. I wake up screaming. Taylor Swift is the first artist to claim all top 10 spots at once on the Billboard Hot 100. All songs are from the superstar's new album, Midnights, with Antihero at #1. Swift surpasses Drake, who held 9 of 10 last September with his Certified Lover Boy album. Taylor also now has the most top 10s of any woman in the chart's history with 40.
Say gratitude.
The innies and outies are clocking back into the work-life balance series Severance. Production on Season 2 has begun. The show, directed and executive produced by Ben Stiller, also announced 8 new stars will join the cast, including Gwendolyn Christie, Bob Balaban, Merritt Weaver, and John Noble. Kristen Milioti is going to Gotham to star opposite Colin Farrell in the upcoming HBO Max limited series, The Penguin. Milioti has been cast as Sophia Falcone, daughter of mob boss Carmine Falcone. The spin-off centers around Penguin, with Farrell reprising his role from The Batman. It expands on the world Matt Reeves built in that Caped Crusader flick, and Reeves serves as executive producer on the series. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Almost 100 pups and cats gathered to compete in a fierce battle for the best Halloween costume in Lima on Monday. The furry contestants arrived at the event wearing all kinds of costumes. A Batman cat, a witch chihuahua, a charismatic pit bull dressed as a bee, and even a spooky pug dressed as Chucky were among the attendees. The winner, a dog called Mimi, used her doggy talent to look her best in her Motherland costume. Her owner, Lucia Tamaro, told Routers how happy she was for her win, as Mimi is in fact a very affectionate pet. Well, that's all for us today. I hope you have a lovely Tuesday. Good Morning America is next.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
It's been a great summer at Dorsey Furniture, but it's time to start thinking about fall. Our new fall introductions are arriving daily, and we need to make room. This means big discounts on selected items. How big? Half off. We didn't stop with just a few items. We have marked down every item in every department. Come to Dorsey Furniture during our fall clearance sale and you won't be disappointed. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden.
Napa knows how to stay warm, and with 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts has just what you need to prepare for any outdoor activity. Lightweight, durable, and designed for comfort, Milwaukee's heat-on-demand jackets and hoodies are perfect for cold weather. And stay warm even longer with a free battery when you purchase any